Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Happy Friday. It is Friday, yes. How to make sure. Today's video is a little bit different because I am doing a voiceover instead of me just talking to you guys in front of the camera. I hope that is okay. As you guys can tell from the title of this video, it's going to get a little personal and intimate, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to apologize for missing these two Fridays. So the Friday, I can't remember what the date was, but it was 2 weeks ago. I had a lot of princess performances going on, so I didn't really have enough time to edit or anything. And I truly wanted to rest and also activate my body again, just because I took a break from princess performing for a little bit. So, and you're with kids and you're, performing. So your body is constantly moving. So I wanted to make sure I was refreshed before I went. And then the week I came back, because the last event that I did, I was in Philadelphia. And when I came back, I had the flu, and that was like around the full moon in Gemini. Oh my gosh, that full moon ate me up. Like, I feel like, okay, this happened December 7th. I didn't do a video on it. I was going to, but that's when I got those awesome opportunities with the princess company. So I couldn't do it, but the full moon in Gemini was so much like it was either you were thriving or you were trying to survive what was going on. It was a lot. And I think I mentioned it happened December 7th, but it could have been like building up from like December 3rd or after the full moon. I had the flu for about 3 days. I had to go to the hospital at like 4 a.m. because my temperature was at 101 or 102, one of those. So they're like, yeah, you don't have COVID, but you have the flu. And I'm like, oh my fuck. Like, why? Because I had an event on like a few days after that. But luckily I got to feel better. And I'm really strict when I'm sick, just because my mom kind of taught me how to like really take care of myself and be strict with like my diet and what I'm doing. And I do a lot of yoga as well. So it didn't take me that long to recover. And then I was back into the game. I went to Cleveland for a princess performance, and now I am back finally catching up with everything and everyone. And yeah, so that's why I missed the two previous Fridays. Now let's go ahead and get straight into the topic of this video. As you guys can see, it is called I Spent Thanksgiving Alone. And yes, I did. And it was so awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I felt guilty at first, just because I usually spend it with my family. It's very traditional. You see it on the movies, TVs, you see it everywhere that families are together, just spending time together. And that is an amazing thing. But I feel like every family isn't like that, at least from talking from an individual standpoint. And so I really needed the time alone for Thanksgiving. But I am pretty excited about Christmas, because I am going to attend Christmas. I love Christmas. Just Thanksgiving's a little bit different, and I'll get more into like what I'm talking about within the video. So I'm going to give you guys, of course, a quick summary of what we're going to be talking about today, just so you guys can get to the timestamps. If you guys want to know like specific questions, those are down below in the comment section. You guys know, I be trying to look out for y'all as much as I can, because I know how it is when there's just videos longer than 10 minutes. It's like, okay, like, what do I want to hear? Like, so I have some bullet points for you all. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is why I spent my time alone for Thanksgiving. And then I am going to tell you guys why I skipped the traditional, scenery of Thanksgiving or experience of Thanksgiving. Then next, I'm going to be talking about what I did for Thanksgiving when I spent time alone, and how I felt about it the entire time I experienced. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that spends Thanksgiving alone. I actually saw a few people on TikTok that was intentionally spending time with their small family, not with grandmas or great grandmas or grandpas or anything like that. It was more of just like husband, wife, and kids. So I was glad to see I wasn't the only one, because I really did, just because, and I'll get more into this later, but just because on TV and movies you see like this illusion of, people coming together and just having the greatest time of their lives, just being themselves. And sometimes that's just not the story. Yeah, so I was glad to see I wasn't alone. So I'm going to talk about that. And then next, I'm going to be talking about my favorite thing, and what I took away from this, and will I ever do it again. That's my last spiel. So the timestamps again are down below, and if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to talk over Thanksgiving and your experience, I would love to hear it. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. It'll help out the channel. It's not only helping me out, but it's also helping my channel too, so it can just share with everyone and get more outreach. I'm trying to get 75 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, let me stop rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So, why did I spend time alone for Thanksgiving? Well, I spent time alone because I really desired, I was really called to just spend the moment with myself and also my ancestors. I wanted to give thanks to them just for all that they've done for me during the process of my evolution, and as well as what they have done before me too. So I really just wanted to spend time alone and just celebrate how far my ancestors have came, because without them, I wouldn't be here today. My family wouldn't be here today. The world wouldn't be here today with just what our ancestors been through. So I wanted to take the time and to just really intentionally focus on them, and then also just the evolution, because we all are just one consciousness, and to really acknowledge that and honor that. It was such an amazing feeling, and especially from a personal individual experience, because it's I get to celebrate the other side and just my ancestors, and really feel them and kind of collide together for just doing all of the inner work and breaking generational curses and doing things differently. It's a feeling that I can't even explain to you guys. I really can't. And the closest thing to it is magic. It's very magical and abstract. But yeah, so I wanted to celebrate with my ancestors what they've done before me in the process of my evolution, so I can also do things and give back to the consciousness in general, because we all have a special gift. And the more that we seriously work on ourselves and understand ourselves, we can then do the same for other people, and just honor other people, and just come from a very loving place, because you understand not only yourself but the consciousness itself, because we all again are just one big consciousness, so understanding yourself, you're understanding someone else too. It's you have to go down the rabbit hole for that type of stuff. But anyways, I don't want to get too much off track. Okay, so that's why I did it. So my family, like, okay, so we usually go to, it really depends because sometimes people will just go to other people's houses because they're having it. And my family's pretty small. So sometimes we'll go to different places because it's really small, you know? Or these past couple of years, we've been having it at my Uncle Steve's house. And I, like, never grew up with my uncles. I was never around them growing up, so, or not a lot. So when I'm there, it's very foreign. And so I just kind of decided to kind of just stay at home and give thanks to just something that I did know. Like, I don't feel like myself when I'm like around family members that I don't know. You know, because you just never know, if I can be honest and vulnerable. It's just something that I did not desire this year at all. And I worked so hard on myself, and I didn't want to backtrack and overanalyze or overthink because of foreign place that I'm attending, because it's what my family would have wanted. So that's what we usually do, but I called it out this year. I was like, hey guys, I'm not coming. I was just called to chill with my ancestors. Again, I worked really hard to get where I was, and I don't want to backtrack at all. Just like this year, I have really fought with my demons to break free from generational curses, and it cost me to sacrifice my old ways of living, old ways of thinking, even breathing. It cost me like humiliation, misunderstandings from like family and friends, like really like working like on your, like doing the inner work. There is so many sacrifices that you have to make because you are stepping out of what you used to know. Because as a person, perception is everything. It is karma. Like, if you guys watched my video last week, I kind of talk about how action and perception kind of equals karma, because karma is just action, and it's all about your intention. And where do you set your intentions? In your mind. What is your mind? Your perspective, literally everything, your projector, right? So it just, once you step out of that mind construct, which we've been talking about all freaking year with my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out any of those mind videos, you have to. They are so good. But basically, when you step out of the mind construct, you are like, whoa, what is this? Like, and you don't realize how much of a sacrifice you have to make until you're at like a certain point, because it's happening at the same time. Like, while I am healing, I'm still experiencing that. So you don't know until you get to like the past, like you look at the past, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like when you're in the process, you don't realize how much you have to sacrifice until you're out of that like process, out of that cycle, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it cost me a lot, and it still does, because it is so new, like, you know. But some were very supportive of like my journey with working on myself, and some weren't. But I mean, who's to blame? Like, everyone is trying their best and doing the best that they can in every single way. So I mean, who is there to blame? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just really about like, are you gonna look at it, which side of the stick are you gonna look at it on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna look at it at the lower end or the higher end? Like, it's just, you really choose. Like, it's your perspective. And yeah, so this Thanksgiving was like a huge turnaround for me anyways. So I'm sorry, I keep rambling, guys. I'm trying not to make this video so long, but I just keep talking. But anyways, yeah, so Thanksgiving was a huge turnaround for me this year, and this was like the door I needed to unlock to return back to my lineage, my home, my aura, my sacred space. And it was honestly so much fun. Like, my roommate got to visit his family, so I got the house all to myself, and it was just like, it was so fun just spending time like with my spirit guides, ancestors, and myself, and just really having a good time and realizing like how much we have done and also how much they've done before. Like it was a good time. You just had to be there. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead into what I did. And I decided to cook my favorite dish, baked spaghetti. It is literally the only dish I know how to make. I'm just kidding. I do know how to make chicken and steak, but that's about it, seriously. But, you know, I am learning as I get older, and that is okay. But, so I cooked that, and I got some wine to celebrate. I didn't want to drink too much, though, because I was going to do a ritual later on that night, and, I just didn't want to get too, turnt or anything to where I can't even feel or sense my spirit team anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just wanted, to have a little something, just to celebrate, like, you know what I'm saying? So, so I was going to do a ritual that night to collide worlds with my ancestors and myself in the spiritual and physical. And, but I didn't do that straight away. I just cooked, and then I baked some cinnamon rolls. It was the grande cinnamon rolls too, while just listening to Christmas music. It was one of the first Thanksgivings I actually felt like I could be myself, if I could be honest with you guys. So growing up, I was such a people pleaser, and I'm just now getting to the point where I can stand up for myself, and everybody has their own different journeys, and I respect that. But with me, or if you guys were or working on not to be a people pleaser anymore, you guys know any people pleasers out there, or former, I guess, I don't know. That it feels like you have to wear like this anime mask, like this mask of just let me keep the peace and harmony and not be myself. So everyone feels safe, because, when people don't feel safe, that means fear happens, and fear turns into insecurities, and insecurities turn into projections. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole spiral. So with that being said, I used to always feel like I have to be something that I'm not, because my family has such strict rules, and they're not like strict rules. It's just like, better. You were taught different. You were taught this way, and you were taught so many different things that you felt like you had to limit yourself or box yourself in, because if you did say, look, feel one thing that was different from the older people, then it was like you aren't yourself, even though you are yourself. It's just the conditioning. That's what I'm looking for. Yes, conditioning. So with that being said, when I'm by myself, of course, when I was with myself during Thanksgiving, I felt like I was free. I could be myself. I wasn't judged. I wasn't made fun of. Like I was just purely myself, and I had that love for myself love is also can be conditional as well, but more of accepting myself, and just feeling like I can let my guard down, because I have myself. Like, I don't have to fight with my demons no more. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I'm done fighting. Like with just my insecurities. When I say demons, I just mean insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Making yourself feel small, or making yourself small for another person's, gain. So that's what I mean. But anyways, so after I baked, what did I do? I let them cool off, and then I wrote or I journaled. Yeah, that's what I did. I journaled while the cinnamon rolls were cooling off. And then afterwards, I wrote a petition for myself because it was near, I think it was near a new moon. I really can't remember. But anyways, I wrote a petition to my guides, and then I sealed it, burned it outside, and then came back inside, went upstairs, started my ritual, and I just did a bath. I did a bath ritual. I did yoga, I meditated, and then I did a reading with my ancestors. It was very calming and soothing. It was actually one of the most powerful rituals I've ever done, and I'm clairsentient, so I can literally feel anything. It was one of the most powerful feelings. Like I can't even describe it, and it felt so calm. It was such a calming presence. But I got to finish that, and once I got done, I got to hang up the night, and then I went to bed after I talked to my roommate a little bit. It was a really eventful night overall, and I really, like, my favorite thing, that's what we'll get into. So my favorite thing was dancing for sure. Like, I love just being home by myself, singing and dancing, because I have an inner pop star, and she loves to come out every once in a while. My inner child loves to do that, hence why I love modeling. So my favorite thing was definitely the dancing and the ritual bath. The ritual bath was something else. Like, I felt so, I can't even describe it, but it was so powerful, and I could just feel like my ancestors within me, and I could see flashes of like past life visions that they were wanting me to release in the bathtub, because that's a great way to purge something is water. Water can literally heal anything. It's, I think, like 80 or 90% of our body. So you really, again, setting that intention of what you want, and then using that water to help you really brings out a lot within, a lot of powerful things that you don't think the mind could ever do, honestly. This whole entire year has been about purging, to be honest. I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't spend 3/4 of the year just purging internally and externally. So if you guys have my Instagram, I'll link it down below. It's at Tionnatells. You guys can literally see me and my guides doing the work with my captions, because if you go back, I can reiterate what went on and then tell you the story of my journey just through the captions, if that makes sense. One time my friend Snapchatted me, and she was like talking about, I think we were talking about Jupiter, and I was talking about my Jupiter. Oh, I asked her a question about, because Jupiter, it's like when you're 24, your Jupiter return comes, because it takes 12 years to return back to its home base. So I was asking her something, and then I was telling her some of the gifts that I got from Jupiter this year. And then I showed her a picture of what I was talking about. Like, my Instagram is more of examples of, this is what I'm setting out to do, and this is how it's going to happen. And it does happen how it happens. And I guess the Instagram's feedback, I have no idea why I was telling you guys this, or what I was getting at with that, but there's a little piece of extra information for you from Tiana. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, because I've answered all of these questions for you guys, just to get more into my personal, intimate life. I am running out of breath, and I don't have any more water. If you guys like these personal stories, I will definitely share more for you guys. I mean, I do personal stories like a day in the life of a model. Like, that's more personal, but this was like more intimate and more vulnerable. So if you guys like these videos, let me know. Thanks for watching. Catch my next video, which will be another day in the life of a model. This one's super fun though. All of them are super fun. This one is a fashion a fashion video, so it's going to be a little bit different from the other ones. It's still going to be super fun. I can't wait for you guys to watch it, and I'll catch you guys next Friday. I'll see ya. Bye.